Dear Emery, this is the very first video that I am shooting for you. I'm going to create a video blog with videos that I shoot with lessons and principles and distinctions, game-changing ideas. And I'm going to focus on three areas when I communicate with you. The three areas are going to be wealth, health, and family. And the reason, sweetheart, that I want to shoot these videos is I want to pass on all of the knowledge that I've learned as an entrepreneur, as a businessman, as a sports coach, as a husband, as a father, and somebody who's been on this planet for now half a century. I want you to be able to look back and watch these videos when you're a teenager, when you're a young adult. I want you to be able to look back at these videos with your children and say, you know, there's my dad talking about marketing, or here's what my dad thought about creating wealth, or here's what my pop thought about fitness and nutrition, or here's what my dad thought. These were his opinions on living a life of freedom and personal sovereignty. So I want to get these ideas. I want to share them. I want to pass on my legacy to you. And I want my life to be more than just a life lived. I want my life to be more than just simple success. Well, I had a few wins here. I made some money here. I built a company or a business here. I want it to be more than just small success. I want it to be about significance. That's what I coach the men in my world building programs. I teach them to build a world of success. I ask these gentlemen all the time, what do you want to be remembered for? What do you want? What legacy do you want to build? And I want them to think at this high 10x level, where it's more than just living and surviving. It's about building a legacy. It's about serving other people. It's about being remembered for giving more than you took. It's about being remembered as a person, a man, in my case, that gave a little bit more than they took. So that's what these videos are about. These videos are about me talking to you almost daily. I'll be out here as many days as possible, and just I don't know how long I'll do them until I run out of principles and ideas that I want to share with you. So I hope you'll keep these videos somewhere where you can refer back to them for the men and women entrepreneurs that are watching these, the elite men, husbands, fathers, grandfathers, entrepreneurs. I hope you'll find value in these lessons that I'm communicating to my daughter. I hope that you will consume them and take them to heart. I hope that you will share them with your son, your daughter, your children, your teenagers, your adult children, your best friend, queen, your employees, and anybody and everybody that will find some small value in these Dear Emery videos. So with all that said, the number one thing I want to talk to you today about, Emery, is the critical importance of health being your number one priority. I love the saying, Health is your number one wealth. And this is actually something that your dad did not realize fully. I did not go all in on this until the last year of my life. I've always been pretty fit. I've never had many problems with weight. I'm a slender guy. But that's not because I was eating right, or that's not because I was exercising consistently. It's because your dad has good genetics when it comes to body structure and things like that. But in the last year and a half, I've really taken it to heart that health is my number one wealth. And when you think about it, there's nothing more valuable, not money, not even time. Time is finite. Energy is finite. These are things that once they're spent or invested, you spend your time or you invest your time, it's gone. You spend your energy, you invest your energy, it's gone. So I always remind my students that time and energy is finite. But the thing is, and this is the big aha distinction I've learned in the last year, is there's one thing that's more important than even time, even money, and that is good health. Health, Emery, is your number one wealth. You need to write that down in your journal. You need to write that on an index, one of those white recipe card index cards, and put it up on the wall where you work on your computer. You need to write that in your journal. That needs to be somewhere where you see it at least once or twice a day. Wealth, your health is your number one wealth. And I'm going to go into more details in these daily videos to you about what I've learned that's worked and not worked in terms of fitness, in terms of nutrition, in terms of mental health, energy, all of that stuff. But for today, the one thing that I want to share with you and emphasize is health is your number one wealth. The one thing I will add today is exactly what I'm doing right now is the most important thing that I've discovered. And I discovered it, I've been walking for 20 plus years consistently. And the great late Gary Halbert called it road work. And I've always loved that term. And I've always said to your mom, I've always said, well, I'm off to do my road work every morning at 5:59. I'm off to do my road work. Or I tell the guys, well, I got my 15,000 steps of road work in. I love the term road work because that's an old boxing term from when boxers used to train. You know, Muhammad Ali, he does his daily road work. You know, I used to hear Sugar Ray Leonard. He's training in the mountains and he's getting in his road work. Ultra marathoners, marathon athletes. Well, they've got in the road work. They've got in the road work. It's a term that means they've put in the time and they've put in the work. So that is a term that I really enjoy. Good morning. Always say hello to strangers and smile, even at 5:59 in the morning. That is a big Sam Walton rule in business. Sam Walton was the founder of Walmart, and Sam had a rule with all of his employees in all his gigantic Walmart stores. Anybody comes within 10 feet of your circle, smile and say hello. Smile and say hello. The Sam Walton rule. That has served me so well in a small community that like we live in. It's served me in a place like Naples here in Florida. I just speak to everybody that comes within, whatever. If I can make eye contact, I smile and say good morning, smile and say good afternoon, hold doors. And the ladies here that give me my coffee every morning at Dunkin' Donuts, I build a relationship with them by smiling and thanking them, and I just try to get a smile out of people by mirroring the behavior of smiling and saying good morning with energy. So these are the little things that you can do to make somebody's day. It doesn't have to be a big thing. It doesn't have to entail spending money. It doesn't have to be a big show. It can be as simple as helping a person, holding a door, helping somebody put something in their car, helping somebody at the grocery store or the supermarket, smiling, using somebody's first name, anything like that. The small little details, the Sam Walton rule. Anybody comes within your circle, smile and speak to them. So I do that on my walks here. It's hilarious. You would laugh. I'm out here walking, and most people here in Naples are incredibly friendly. That's why we really chose to live here. But you'll see the people walking here, and all you'll see is the phone up on their face at 6 a.m. They're walking in the dark with the dog, and I'll see them coming, and I shouldn't talk because here I am shooting this on a phone. But you know that Daddy doesn't even carry a phone, but I do for this. This is my video. This is my camera. So it's the only one that I know how to use, so I have to use it. But I'll see them coming, and you'll see the blue light reflecting up on and they're just out of it. They're just walking, almost stumbling down the sidewalk here. And God knows what they're doing at 6 a.m, but they're certainly not, they're not listening. They're not having any solitude time, and they'll get within 50 feet of me and I'll be like, good morning. And it's a pattern interrupt. You just like almost stun them, and they're like, oh, and in some cases they're so checked out. They're so into their phones. They're suffering from digital dementia that they literally are like, they can't even speak. A lot of times they can't even speak, because I always raise my hand and say good morning. So it's like, this guy is saying hello, and they're so stunned, they're just like almost, they take a step back. So that's Daddy's enjoyment when I'm doing my road work at 5:59 every single morning. Gotta have some fun, right? Gotta laugh every day, gotta cry every day, gotta push yourself out of your comfort zone every day. So back to road work, what Gary Halbert had talked about, a little story about your dad working with your grandpa, and I started working together in the insurance business. I was working for Grandpa the first year. When I joined Grandpa at McLean Insurance, it was called Frank M. McLean Insurance at the time. I did every job in the agency from the front door to the back door. I started as a processor, processing paper, pushing paper, answering phones, tidying, cleaning, filing. I basically was a glorified receptionist for several months. And one of the things that happened to your dad was in that first 6 months on the job. Remember, I had coached and owned my own junior A hockey team before that. I had coached junior hockey all through university. I'd never had a sedentary job. And what I mean is I had never sat on my butt all day. I had never sat in a cubicle. I had never sat in an office. I had never sat all day. I was always skating. I was always in the weight room. I was always doing more physical type of activities during the day. So when I started working for Grandpa, it was the very first time that I was putting on a suit and tie and heading to an office from 9 to 5 or 8 to 5 every single day. And a scary thing happened is I started putting on weight for the first time in my life. I was living in a bachelor apartment in Perth, and I would get up with minimal time. I would shower, shave, put on my suit, and I would just get to the office, 8:30, maybe 8:45, and I would literally sit at my desk from 9 till 12 noon. And then my friend Tom Burns Jewelers up the street, we would head down to a restaurant every day, 5 days a week, and he would take me to this lunch buffet. And it was one of the craziest lunch buffets ever. I mean, there was everything. There was Chinese food, there was potatoes, there was bread, and pretty simple. Your dad started packing on the pounds for the first time in his life. I literally put on 23 pounds in 4 months. That's not easy to do. That's not easy. Ask anybody who's trying to put, any athlete that's trying to put, muscle on. This wasn't muscle. 23 pounds in 4 months. And I walked into your grandpa's office one day, and he looked at me and he said, if you keep going at this pace, he said, you're going to become one of these fat insurance guys. And our industry was famous for overweight insurance agents who drank too much, ate too much, and moved too little. So I was well on my way in the first 4 months of working with Grandpa. So that was a wake-up call for your dad. And I thought about it for a couple of days. I said, what am I going to do to drop this weight? Because if I continue this, I'm going to be 50 pounds overweight. I'm going to be 100 pounds overweight. So I thought about it, I said, I want to do something that I'm going to do consistently every single day. I don't want it to be a grind every single day. So I thought about it, and I did a little bit of research on the internet, and I finally decided that something I enjoy doing, I didn't do it consistently ever, is walking. And it was actually Tom Burns, who I had lunch with each day, and he had lost over 100 pounds and kept it off. And he would go to this buffet with me every day, but he wasn't putting on the weight, and he was in pretty good shape at the time, but he had lost 100 pounds previously over a decade. So I asked Tom, I said, what is it? How did you do it? I said, do you go to the gym? Do you have a personal trainer? Do you lift? And he said, I do some of all of that. But most importantly, he said, I walk every single day. I walk every single day. And I was literally fascinated by that. I was like, you walk every single day? He goes, yeah, outside in nature. I put on my shoes and I walk every day for half an hour, 45 minutes to an hour. And I was just fascinated that I could do this thing, road work, as Gary Halbert called it, where I wasn't in pain, it wasn't crushing my knees, it wasn't hurting my back or my hips or any of that stuff. And it would help me drop this excess weight. And then, of course, I had to change my diet. I had to eat less carbs, eat more fresh vegetables, more protein, less carbs. And I trimmed down on the 3 evils. I stayed away from white flour, processed white sugar, and processed white salt, the 3 evils. And I've done that consistently for 2 decades. So road work, to me, for the last 20 years has changed my entire life. I can't recommend walking more than anything else in terms of how important it is for your mental health and your spiritual health, your emotional health, even your cerebral health, if you want to call it, brain activity, anything, your physical health, of course. But when I started walking, I dropped those 23, 24 pounds in 3 months. So I took it off as quickly as I put it on. But what I learned and what I'd like to pass on to you is that I thought it would just be physical. The benefits would just be physical. I'd get up, I'd put on my shoes, I'd walk for half an hour, I'd walk for an hour, and I would lose the weight. But what I learned is all the other benefits that come with road work. And the benefits I'm talking about are emotional, spiritual, psychological, of course, the physical part, the mental part. And I'll explain that to you a minute before I let you go here. Like I'm out walking here this morning in Naples, and I have complete solitude for most of this walk. I shoot the video and then I walk for another, 45 minutes. So I never listen to anything. I never listen to music. I never listen to, anything audio. I don't listen to podcasts. I don't carry my phone other than to shoot these videos. I'm out here in the early morning, out here with nature, and I'm in solitude. I'm enjoying solitude. And my best ideas for my life and my best ideas for my business and marketing have always come when I'm doing two things. I'm either walking or I'm reading. That's when all my great, game-changing ideas come to me. People ask me all the time, Michael, where do you come up with these insane marketing ideas? Where do you come up with ideas for your newsletters and your telegrams and your masterminds? And I always say, my morning walks and my reading time. I'll be out here walking, and I can literally, when I'm done my walk, can write 5, 6, 7 things down that just came to me out of the blue. And I call that listening to your intuition, because I'm not distracted by technology. I'm not out here listening to music. I'm not out here, distracting myself. It's just me and nature and the pavement. It's just me and my road work. And I come up with some of my very best ideas. Also, it's a chance for you, when you get out here, to listen to your intuition. Nothing is more powerful. Always, Emery, listen to your gut. Always listen to what your golden gut is telling you. I already know you're 10 years old. I already know that you have strong intuition. It's a muscle and you use it, and you have strong intuition. You know the difference between right and wrong. You know what you're supposed to do, and you know what feels right and doesn't feel right. Always, sweetheart, trust your golden gut. It's so critical. It's a secret weapon that you have. And part of that is when you're out doing your road work every day, is you have an opportunity for your golden gut to speak to you. That's when these amazing solutions come. That's when these amazing aha moments come to your dad. When I'm out here moving, as Halbert said, movement beats meditation. When you're in doubt, go for a walk. When you're not feeling great, go for a walk. When you're not inspired, go for a walk. When you have writer's block, go for a walk. When you're fatigued, yes, go for a walk. When you're feeling a little bit down, go for a walk. Movement beats meditation. And energy, like Tony Robbins says, is motion creates positive emotion. Motion creates positive emotion. Just move, just do something. If you're down, or your things aren't going your way, or you feel like you're in a funk, do the exact opposite of what almost everybody else does. Move, go for a walk, get outside in the sunshine, get outside in the cold, get outside in the heat, get outside in the fresh air, and leave the technology at home. Put on your shoes and your rucking vest. I have a 25-pound rucking vest on right now to make the walk harder, make it hard, embrace the hard. You can, as you know, do hard things, and just get out there and move. Motion beats meditation, and motion creates positive emotion. So move. That's what road work is all about. So I just want to emphasize, Health is your number one wealth, sweetheart. It's your number one wealth. And the number one thing that I do, and I'm going to share other ideas as the days go along here, but the number one thing that I'm doing and have done for 2 decades is my daily road work. My daily 15,000 steps. I try to get in no less than 15,000 steps per day. I try to walk no less than 60, 65, 70 minutes every morning first thing. So I get my steps in before I sit in front of a laptop, before I sit in a vehicle, get those steps in. It's mental training, it's physical training, it's spiritual training. This is an opportunity for me to listen to my Creator. This is an opportunity out here when I'm quiet to listen to my personal God. Like I said, my direction comes from here. My best ideas come when I'm out here on the road. So there's so many benefits to doing your road work every single day. Please remember that throughout your life. Health is your number one wealth. You know what? What difference does it make if you have money, if you don't have the health and energy to do things? Does it really matter that you earn millions of dollars and have a successful business if you don't have your health, if you don't have vitality, if you don't have energy to work and enjoy it? What's the point? And that's the other thing, is you can have all the time in the world. I know people, I go in and see your pa, mummy's dad, in the retirement home, and pa has time. He's still relatively happy since his stroke. He's in Carolina Court, but you know what? He doesn't have his health. He doesn't have mobility. He doesn't have the ability to go somewhere in his own vehicle. He doesn't have freedom and independence. So he has time, your pa has time, but because he doesn't have health, it doesn't matter. It doesn't really matter. He's doing the best he can, but he's not living his life that he used to, of autonomy and personal sovereignty. He doesn't have freedom, and he doesn't have freedom because he doesn't have his good health. So more important than time, more important than money, more important than anything else that I've ever discovered in my world is the value and importance. Health is your number one wealth. So get in the habit, sweetheart, of putting on your shoes every morning, leave them at the door, put out your road work gear, and good morning. Your road work gear, which for me is a t-shirt and shorts. I put that stuff out the night before on the chair beside the bed. I get up early at 5:59 before mummy. I splash some water on my face. I brush my teeth. I say my gratitude prayer, and then I throw on my stuff, and literally I'm out of there in 5 minutes. And then I get to the door, I throw on my rucking vest, throw on my ball cap, and chug 2 glasses of water, 2 1-liter glasses, get 2 liters of water in my body, and away I go. So focus, really important that you focus on that make it, tomorrow starts today. Tomorrow starts today with prep. You put your shoes out, you put your walking gear out, and it's all ready, and there's no excuses. I'll share more tips and more insider secrets with making walking happen in your world every day. But for now, I'm going to let you go. I'm sure you're a very busy girl, and I just wanted to share this first Dear Emery tip, insider secret with you. I hope you take it to heart. Wealth is your number one wealth. Think and act accordingly. Think and act accordingly. That's it for today. Any elite men, businessmen, husbands and fathers, please feel free to subscribe to this channel. I send these by email every morning at 5:59 to my email list. I am creating a video blog at dearemery.coach. dearemery.coach. So that's where all of these videos are going to be posted over the next couple of weeks. Give Marc-Andre a chance to put that video blog together. But dearemery.coach is going to be the domain of this video blog. Please feel free to share those with your friends, your family, whoever you think needs to hear these fundamental life and business and marketing messages. If you don't have a copy of my new book, you can get a copy at nobullbook.com. My book is How to Not Get Your Ass Kicked in Business and in Life. You can get a copy of the book. You can get a free No Bull Badass t-shirt, my gift to you. Go and order the book. I'll send you the t-shirt as well. It's a physical book. It's not one of these go fetch ebooks or any of that nonsense. It's a real physical book. I'll send you one of these black badass t-shirts as well. nobullbook.com. If you'd like to apply for one of my 12-month online masterminds, apply at badassworldbuilders.com. That's badassworldbuilders.com. That's my 12-month introductory online mastermind. We meet online for 2 hours every second Wednesday. You are part of a powerful brotherhood. You get one-on-one coaching from me, and we focus on one thing: building the world of your dreams, a world you never need to escape from. We help you build a world of freedom, independence, control, and what I term personal sovereignty. That the world that you've always wanted to build. Badassworldbuilders.com. That's it, sweetheart. Good luck with the rest of your day. Your daddy loves you, and you're the greatest gift, as I tell you every single night. You're the greatest gift that I have ever been blessed with. You have brought us together as a family. Mommy and I were happily married, but there was something missing in our world, something missing in our life, and that something missing was you. And our love and appreciation for you, and our gratitude for you and your love for us has made us a family. Always remember that. You have made us a family. 2 words that change my life, 2 words that'll change your life. Be relentless.